Yo, what's shaking? It's your boy Frankyboo, man, in the flesh by the grace of Allah, man. You know what I mean? Here on the other side of them walls, Or, you know what I mean? Once again, man, you know what I mean? Big shout outs to the brothers and sisters that I left behind. You know what I mean? I hope that, you know what I'm saying, you find favor with Allah, that He may, you know what I'm saying, bless you and guide you to the same freedom that I'm now experiencing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that way, in that order. Um, Man, it's a beautiful feeling, man. You know what I mean? Beautiful Sunday, man. I'm out here, man. So yeah, man. Let me delve into this situation because my man, you know what I'm saying, hit earlier and asked me, you know what I'm saying, like, a few questions concerning, you know what I'm saying, you know, how that whole 16 went, man. And I was kind of like bogged with it because it's like, what? How you think it went? But I understood, you know what I'm saying, where he was coming from. You know what I mean? Because for a long time, you know what I'm saying, to go to prison was like a badge of honor, you know, and to come home from prison was, you know what I'm saying, or maybe let me retract that. To go and come home from prison was like a badge of honor if you did that standing 10 toes down and came back in the same way that you left. You know what I mean? So yeah, and to really look back, it's kind of crazy because I see how asinine that was, because in those days and times that, I felt that, you know what I'm saying, being able to go to any prison, you know what I'm saying, and come back out the way you went in, standing straight, erect, you know what I'm saying, with your integrity and your honor in place, you know, what you don't know is that a lot of us had no value of life, man. We ain't care about our lives. We was too stupid to care about our lives because you know what I'm saying. Not only were the things we were doing inside the street, you know, situations that could have ended our lives early in one way or another, either being, you know what I'm saying, under the grass, or you know what I'm saying, being in prison for, you know what I'm saying, crazy years, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, it wasn't until this bid, you know what I mean, really, that I really started to really, take notice of how how crazy I was, man. You know what I mean? And how much of my life I had given up, you know. Um, we had a saying, man, like in those days, man, the time might not have been easy, but it sure was fun, you know what I mean? Because you ain't had a caliber of individuals that, you know what I'm saying, and the state of prison wasn't as low as it is now. You know what I mean? Like the standards, you know what I'm saying? The oppressive, officers and the oppressive, you know what I'm saying, rules and regulations that have now been, you know what I'm saying, implemented within a lot of the institutions, you know what I'm saying, across the nation, you know what I mean, didn't allow, you know, it doesn't allow the freedom that we once had back in the days to do practically anything you wanted to do inside the walls that you was doing outside of the walls before you went into the walls. So yeah, I guess that that little statement was right, man. It wasn't easy, but it sure was fun. You know what I mean? And when you a kid or adolescent and you really don't know how to place real values on, you know what I'm saying, life or the situation that you find yourself in, because you don't know at this point in time that one slip up, these people can lose you in these catacombs, these, you know what I'm saying, these caves that they have, you know what I'm saying, built for, you know what I'm saying, a black and brown community for the most part, you know. So yeah, man, this one was a little harder because I had come to that realization, like, yo, really, I'm tired of this shit. Like, you know, shoes 365 days for 2 and 3 years at a time. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you come out, something else popping or you popping and you back in there for another 18 months or whatever the case may be, you know, got to a point where those walls, you know what I'm saying, they started closing in and shit. You start looking at things when you done read all the books that you could possibly read, you know what I mean, and starting to see different, you know what I'm saying, concepts of how to do things and a reason for wanting to do those things now in order to try to get from behind the walls that you basically threw rocks at to get into, you know. So yeah, man, I sat down with a lot of good people, man. I went through a lot of sufferation, but more than anything, man, I went through a lot of transitioning, man, mentally and spiritually, man. And that only came because I got tired. You know what I mean? So, I had to change up. I had to change up, I had to change up the dynamics, you know what I'm saying, on how I approach things and how I looked at things and how I did things, you know what I'm saying? Word. But please understand this, man. Especially for my young bulls, man, brothers and sisters. It's crazy. You know what I mean? And you won't truly get to understand it until you get up in them situations. You heard, like, like I said, man. When we was, when I started, we even for the worstest, type situation, you know what I mean. You got pats on the back, so to speak. You know what I mean. Now, you know what I'm saying, they giving y'all 30, 40 years, if not a life sentence on y'all first situation. You know what I mean? Which is totally, you know what I'm saying, I believe is, totally, totally wrong, you know. Um, so, if it's anything that I can give, it's like, yo, man, really, really be conscious of the things that you're doing out here, regardless of what it is, man. You know what I mean? And more than anything, man, you know what I'm saying? If you find yourself in the occupants of two or more individuals, you dig? Because now, with that being said, you can possibly or potentially become a part of a, you know, a gang RICO. You know what I mean? And they handing that out crazy right now to, you know what I'm saying, the black and brown communities, man. And a lot of them, truthfully, are created out of the air. You know what I mean? But because, you know what I'm saying, the black and brown community for the most part ain't got the bread to, you know what I'm saying, have the kind of lawyers or the resources to, obtain certain things, hey, you're gonna take this 15 or you're gonna take this 30 or you're gonna go to trial and we're gonna do this and then plus we're gonna enhance it with mad gang enhancements and all that, you know what I mean? All the crazy stuff that, you know what I'm saying, I just had to endure myself. So I'm just trying to let it be known, you know what I mean? Like, though Allah has blessed me, man, and fortified me to, stand tall and do what I had to do, to get out of that situation, man, it wasn't an easy one. Real talk, you know what I mean? And I think it wasn't easy. Well, I know it wasn't easy because I was no longer partaking in all the fuckery that I was once partaking in, when I was young, you know what I mean? So once you really start to slow down mentally and start to delve into other, you know, uh, other platforms, that are productive platforms, you know what I'm saying? Things in totality start to slow down, you know what I mean? Because, you're used to being on the road. You used to being active. You used to, you know what I'm saying, getting up, cell busting, you finding your way over to your man's block, you blowing, you doing whatever, you dig? But once you start to put that behind you, you dig, and you start getting into them books and you know what I mean, you trying to do a little bit of educational programming and so forth and so on, things slow down, you know what I mean? Even the time slows down because you know what I mean, you're not on the go, so the time ain't like it's speeding, you know what I mean? So yeah, so yeah, when I got to that point of life, I started to really realize that, what I'm saying, like, yo, whoa, damn, man, you know what I mean? And don't get it twisted, like, my mindset is like, man, shit, I'm ready to go back over here, man. Time's slowing down. But I knew that if I did, you dig, it only heightened the probability that, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't be right here, right now, able to speak to you through, this platform here. So yeah, man, I'm thankful that, you know what I'm saying, in a number of ways, man, the Most High fortified me, man, and, what I mean, gave me the mindset and the ability to, what I'm saying, be a stand-up individual, man, and stand on what I believed in, because, it came a point where I had to really tell bros like, yo, listen, man, I done did too much of you. Now I'm doing it to me. You know what I mean? And I had to get selfish in order to get to where I wanted to go, you know. And I know yesterday, I kind of elaborated, I kind of, spilled on what doesn't exist inside of those walls. So I believe that this might be a good time to really kind of like, elaborate, like, yo, man, for the brothers and sisters that, at this point, man, if it's your will that you still want to continue to throw rocks at the penitentiary, just know, man, there ain't nothing in there for you. And I mean, some of y'all are gonna have people's parents, families, or friends that may, stick around depending on the amount of time that you may get, but for the most part, a lot of them, they out the window. You heard, what I mean? The chicks, the so-called homeboys, you know what I mean? Even, close family members, you know what I mean? And it's probably not because they don't want to be there, but know that, what I'm saying, you might be all the way over there, meaning 8, 15, 16 hours away, and they just don't have the, you know, the luxury of making it that far. And then even that, if they're not strong, they may make it up the first 2 or 3 times. But yo, those rides, man, and the conditions that they have to go through just to get through those gates, man, are horrendous. You know what I mean? They're hellacious. Like, it's degrading. So for a woman or a man or a mother or a cousin or man and even more a friend to do that, yo, man, not only is it a big thing, it's usually an unheard of thing. So, man, like, think about this, man. At least put this shit in the front of your mind, man, to, think about some of the consequences that's gonna come with, what I'm saying, uh, the decisions you make outside of those penitentiary walls prior to getting inside, you know. And then once you get inside, know and understand that, you may feel that it's the right time for you to do something different in order to come home, you know what I'm saying, with a skill or a trade or, a better way of looking at things. And yo, let me tell you, man, that ain't necessarily what's going on in there, man. Yes, they do have programs. Yes, they do have school for individuals who they have their GEDs and whatever the case may be, but they don't have a wide variety of things where if there's 1,500 inmates inside of that institution, yo, you could bet your bottom dollar that, you know what I'm saying, there's only probably at the very most 20, 25 people at a time. And now you got to realize you got a system where people are leaving and going. So guess what? You may be on a list. You may be right there at the door to get in the class, pack up, you out of there. So you got to go off to another place and start this whole situation, or the class or the trade that they had here, they won't have it the next spot. So you lose. You dig, and even in even in that situation, you gotta be on lists, man. You never know how long that list is when they only grabbing, 5 people graduate, they gonna grab 5 people. And you got individuals that's already there, that's working, so they getting a little, you know what I'm saying, money off of the fact that, okay, yo, boy, you know what I'm saying, give me 10 packs of tuna and 2 Jack Max, and I'm gonna get you on that list. The next person that I so yeah, man, it's all kind, it's no different from the world, man. It's a hustle, man. It's a hustle, man. And you may not be a part of that, whole situation where you're able to get, even the the bare, the basic, you know what I'm saying, kind of skill, or even to get to the damn mess hall. And that's something that everybody, what I mean, at one point was able to get into. But now the way things is, man, and situations for people, families, and dudes now, and dudes is holding those jobs like they working for Fortune 500 companies in there. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, definitely think about, man, what you doing out here, man. And if you get into that bag, man, man, listen, man, put it to the side. Put something to the side. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got, your situations in order, man. Because going in there with nothing and leaving people out here with nothing, man, can be a real hard journey for you going up in there, man. And then third part is just, man, just like I said, man, the crazy shit that's going on in there, man. It's been going on since the beginning of the time, but it's at an all-time high right now. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of misery in there. So I'm giving it to you truthfully, man. That Fed shit is different. Even the states now are different. You know what I'm saying? Hearing my mans and them reach out to me and, what I'm saying, tell me the state of, things that is going on, man, in New York State, North Carolina State, you know what I mean, Baltimore, and whatever state, man. It's rough all around the board, man. So yeah, man, this is just a little bit of, what I'm saying, conversation, just to let, brothers and sisters know that's out there, what I'm saying, doing your 1-2, man. May God bless you, guide you, and protect you, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully you'll never have to go through the situations that me and a lot of my comrades had to go through in order to, what I'm saying, be where we are now mentally and spiritually, and at the greatest part, physically, outside of those walls. You dig what I'm saying? So that's where it's at, kings, queens. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Live every day, to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? Love life, because we only got one of them. You know what I mean? And and try to do something good, not just for yourself, but for another person, man. You dig what I'm saying? And that's coming from my heart, because I know once upon a time, you dig, I didn't have a heart that was, no, that was built like that. So yeah, man. With that being said, man, you know. I wish y'all the best, you know what I'm saying? Holidays is coming. May y'all, you know what I'm saying, and be blessed, and may Allah, you know what I'm saying, guide y'all and protect y'all and give y'all and your family everything that your hearts may desire. With that being said, I'm out of here, man. FB1.